Look, we gotta do it. Everybody's pissed. The third one bombed. I don't care what you have to do. Bring back Michael Myers. Welcome to the Dave Cave. I, as always, am Dave, and today we're going to be talking the movie that brings back Michael Myers, brings back Dr. Loomis, and really kickstarts the Thorn trilogy. And of course that means we are talking Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 4 is directed by Dwight H. Little, stars Donald Pleasance, Ellie Cornell, and introduces the series and the world to Danielle Harris. And the movie picks up 10 years after the events of 1 and 2. Michael Myers is in a coma. He survived the fire even though we saw him burn, but he's not the only one that survived. So did Dr. Loomis. And what happens is he's being transferred back to Smith's Grove, and we're all led to believe he's in a coma. Come to find out, it's kind of more of like a resting state, because the moment he finds out that Laurie Strode had a daughter and that she was on her own, he wakes up and kills everybody in his way, trying to get back to kill his niece. Now, this is one of the movies in the series that I've probably watched the most. It was most easily consumed for me as a kid growing up, but rewatching it, I learned that it isn't just my nostalgia that makes me like this movie. So let's get right into the good. The first thing I like about Halloween 4 is Danielle Harris. Her acting in this movie is really, really good considering her age. She really carries this movie. If she wasn't able to land all the emotion that she puts into this role, it would have felt really, really weak. But because she's giving all of that emotion and you're feeling this fear that this 7-year-old little girl has, it adds to everything else in the movie. Everything else is higher stakes because you feel her fear. You feel for this little girl. It isn't just some throw-off actress, some throw-off character. She is a major part of the story, and it's not just her ability to be afraid, because she nails that. It's the sadder parts, too, when she is feeling down about herself, the fact that her mom is dead, died less than a year ago, her mom and her father, and she's dealing with all these super asshole kids at school. It's heavy stuff, especially for a little girl to deal with, and she nails all of it. The next thing I liked in this movie, and I don't remember liking this in the past, and it really didn't hit me until I was almost actually done with the movie, but the music in this movie is just as good as the music in 1 and 2. This time it's just Alan Howarth by himself, but he hits all the music through the whole movie. Comes in at the right parts, gets out at the right parts, builds at the right parts. I loved the music in this movie. I don't know how I didn't catch it before, but it's easily as good as 1 and 2. Maybe it's just that I love the Halloween music. That's very possible. I am a sucker for it. Other entries haven't used it so well, so this isn't going to be a recurring thing, but I loved the music in this movie. It fit perfectly. And the last thing that really stands out that I like about Halloween 4 is the idea that everybody takes it seriously this time. Like last time, 1 and 2, nobody really believed Loomis. Even when he says he shot Michael 6 times, nobody believed him. But this is a town dealing with PTSD of Michael Myers. They take this shit very seriously. And that goes for the cops and for the people. When they're in the bar and they're like, yeah, no, this shit's fucky. Nope, we gotta figure this out. And they leave. They go to the police station and they find out what's going on and realize all the cops are dead. Holy shit. And they go after Michael. If you've seen my other reviews, you know I'm a sucker for this type of shit. Them going on the hunt for Michael Myers. It doesn't go well for them at all. The big chunk, well, at least the ones that have Rachel and Jamie, they get fucked. They get fucked hard. But I like it. I like the idea that these aren't people who be like, oh no, that's bullshit. Let's just keep drinking. Because that scene could have gone that way. It easily could have been the whole news report comes up and the guys just keep drinking. Like, nah, this is bullshit. Some kind of Halloween prank. They're being overly cautious. Bullshit. But they didn't. And they went for it. Like I said, they all die. But really that then leads me into kind of the finale, at least Michael's finale in this movie. I love the shit that they blew him apart. Not really blew him apart, but they shot the shit out of him. That easily and should have been the death of Michael Myers. Absolutely should have. They ruined that opportunity, but that's for another review. We're going to get to that one. Now, I could put Michael Myers in the good column, but it would only be part of Michael Myers, because then the other part would be in the negative. So we're going to hold off talking about Michael, but we're going to get to him. In rewatching this for this review, I've learned that I don't dislike this movie as much as I thought. And really, I only have one thing I don't like. So let's get into the bad. Now, aside from the things that I said we're going to talk about with Michael, the one thing that really sticks out for me is that up until the end, the plot makes sense. Everything kind of fits, and they make sure that the way it ebbs and flows fits together. But when it gets to the end, and I'm not saying the whole Jamie thing, before all the stuff with Jamie, and Michael is on the back of the truck, how does anybody know that Michael isn't just still in Haddonfield out of the school? Because sure, maybe they go and Michael's not in the school. Makes perfect sense. He would have gone. All he did was get blasted in the face with a fire extinguisher. That would slow down anybody. Even would slow down Michael Myers, but it wouldn't stop him. And he'd just go and do whatever he was going to do. There's no reason to believe that anybody would know that he's on the back of that truck. So all the shit happens with the truck. Nobody calls for help on the radio. Nobody on the truck calls for help. Michael murders all four of the guys. Rachel's driving around, throws him from the car, knocks him, boom, boom, boom. Right? They pull off. They're not on the road at all. And then all of a sudden, 4 squad cars show up, know exactly where they are, pull off, and light Michael Myers up like a Christmas tree. It's a cool end. Visually cool. Absolutely. I just said that. But it doesn't make sense. Like, if Rachel and Jamie had been at the top of the hill, standing on the road, that would have made sense. If they were freaking out, hey, Michael Myers is right down here, that would have made sense. But that didn't happen. They just all magically knew that that's where they were. And it bums me out because leading up to that point, everything ebbed and flowed fine. I dug what they were doing. I liked this movie a lot up until that point. It picks up again, like I said, with the Jamie stuff, because that shit was awesome. It's a great twist, but a great ruined opportunity. But just this chunk just really stuck out to me of just this plot laziness. How are we going to tie up Michael Myers? All right, we'll just kind of do this, and everybody will be there. All these guns will be there, and boom, 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 boom. They'll shoot him to shit. It doesn't make sense. I know I should let it go, but shit like that sticks out to me. And now we're going to get into something that Halloween 4 did very well with the blood, the guts, the police station massacres, the ugly. With the highest body count to date, Halloween 4 really wastes no time in letting you know that, yeah, this is going to be just as brutal for Michael as it was in Halloween 2. This isn't going to be a in the shadows. Maybe there's going to be a few kills Michael Myers that we got in the first one. This is absolutely a Michael that is trying to contend with Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger. He is brutal as hell in this movie. It really would have increased the runtime of this movie, but I wish that we had gotten all of the off-screen kills on screen. Like, I would have loved to have seen the rest of the Michael Myers wreckage in the ambulance. I would have loved to have seen him kill Deputy Logan, and I absolutely would have loved to have seen him kill the entire police station. Michael Myers versus that police station. Even do it in like flashes, like how they do it in Halloween 6 when he kills everybody in that room. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. But do it like that. It would be amazing. People would have shit just to see really how brutal Michael could have been. Just full out. He's not trying to get to anybody. He's just dampening the police force. We did, however, get Michael in a multiple kill scene. And that's the scene at the end with the vigilantes on the truck when he's trying to get to Rachel and Jamie. I actually don't really like that spree of kills. The one on the driver, that's cool. He grabs it. It's a little bit of callback to Halloween 1. Grabs his face and pulls it. That's sweet. The guy's on the back, he's like a weak version of like Jason Bourne killing them. And that's not Michael's style, really. It should just be grab, throw, push, throw. Like, it should have been so much quicker, but he's ducking and stabbing and all kinds of... It's a quicker scene than I'm really letting on, but it's not how Michael does things. He's very abrupt, he's very quick, and he gets to business. That happens many times in this movie, but against the vigilantes, That's not one of them, and it doesn't feel like Michael. But of all those kills I mentioned, none of those are my favorite. My award for favorite kill of the movie goes to Kelly Meeker. Loomis has left the house, her dad has left the house, Jamie's upstairs, they're boarding up the house, they're getting ready to deal with Michael. So Kelly's making coffee, she comes to bring it out to Deputy Logan, thinks everything's fine, the match lights up Deputy Logan's face, Michael Myers gets up, turns around, and shoves a shotgun through her, through a door. Brutal. It's blunt. You think maybe for a second Michael Myers is going to shoot her, which totally would have taken away from Michael Myers, and a lot of people would have been pissed, but no. He does the Michael Myers thing and slams it through her, slams her through a door, sticks her there, leaves her there. Great kill. Easy, brutal, fast, inventive. I dig it. And now it is time for my final thoughts on Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I expected to on this rewatch, but like I said, I have to talk about Michael, because Michael Myers is the most confusing character for me in this movie. His look, he looks like shit, and I'm not just talking about the mask, because the mask, especially when they fuck up and do the whole pink mask. I understand that was a whole production mix-up, and that wasn't an intentional move. That's fine. That does look like shit, but the Michael mask also looks like shit. It's too ghosty. Again, I understand it's a production problem, but he doesn't look good in his body. I understand that it allows George Wilbur to do more stunty kinds of things when he's got padding all over him, which is fine, but it makes him look like shit. He does. Every time Michael is on the screen in this movie, he looks like crap. The only times that Michael Myers doesn't look like crap is before Michael Myers actually gets the mask. When he's the visions for Jamie in that whole scene, that nightmare scene, he looks actually pretty good. And when he's all bandaged up, he looks good. But that's because he's not really in his suit and he's not moving. When he's just standing there and he's all up like that, that's fine. And especially once he starts moving, he looks clumsy often in this movie. He looks like he doesn't feel comfortable moving in the suit. So it doesn't really feel like Michael Myers for me. But at the same time, we get this awesomely brutal Michael Myers, this systematic Michael Myers that knocks down the phones, knocks down the electricity, kills the police force, systematically makes it so that Rachel and Jamie can't rely on anybody, and makes it as easy for himself as possible to get to his knees. He's a very smart Michael, a very brutal Michael, but he looks like shit. If Michael Myers looked better in this movie, he would have been absolutely terrifying. But he didn't. And he doesn't. And it sucks so bad. And that's something I realized in this rewatch, that's why I was able to watch this movie so much as a kid. Because Michael isn't threatening, but it's a Michael that you consume because he looks goofy. Sure, he's murdering people and shit is bloody all over the place. But he's not threatening. You feel nothing about this Michael Myers. You take his look from the first one, put it on this Michael. Whew, damn. And yes, just for a second, we are going to talk about the finale because that is a great finale. I really underestimated how good it really is. But again, on this rewatch, it was awesome. It's a great finale. It's such a wasted opportunity that they didn't do something with this. I don't know what they could have done. But if they had done something with Jamie, something way more than what they did in Halloween 5, but if they had done something with Jamie, maybe not necessarily make her a killer, or make her a killer. Go for it. Or we can finally see Loomis trying to get through to this little kid. He doesn't want to fail with Jamie like he did with Michael. Boom, boom, boom. Go all off with that. But they messed it up. They messed it up. We're going to talk about that a lot more with the next review. And my review for that, for Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, will be out on Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. And while you're waiting, if this is my first review you're seeing, I've done all of Friday the 13th, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and up until this point, the Halloween movies. Be sure to go check those out. I'll have links to those in the description below. Also down there, I have links to my Instagram and Twitter, both at @TheDaveCave_. I post over there when I'm not posting here. And that is going to do it for me today. Thank you so much, as always, for stopping by the Dave Cave. I will see you on Thursday for The Revenge of Michael Myers. But until then, take care.